and Logan Nisley. Questions for the Huskers?
And Britt, game came down to the last 5 minutes after you guys had a decent lead. They came back and you guys pulled through. What does that feel like?
Yeah, it was super fun out there. I mean, I think we found a way to get stops at the end and get good shots for our team, and I think we did a really good job of moving the ball and getting good shots, especially in the fourth quarter. So it was a super big win, and we also got a lot of rebounds down the stretch that helped seal the win.
Logan, you guys are up for 12, and then they get back and take a lead. Some years you might lose a game like that. Why didn't you lose a game like that this year?
Yeah, I just think we really bought in, and I think we talked about it. We work in practice every day on score-stop or stop-score, and we were like, this is a real-life example of that. And so I think we had everybody on the floor and then everybody on the bench that came in really just bought into what their role was, and I think down the stretch, like Britt said, we got really good stops, we got really good scores. Just we put them together, and then I think we had really good rebounds that sealed off those stops for us.
For any of you, what made a chess game just so hard to figure out tonight?
Yeah, she's shifty. Like, we got a lot of respect for her. She just gets to awkward spots on the floor that she's really effective at, and I think she kind of just took advantage of our transition, I think, a little bit in the first half. I think we did a better job of in the second half making her shots. She had to work for every single one of them. I don't think we did that early on in the first half, but I think we did a better job in the second half. Just she's got to work for everyone. She did work for them, but I think just the key to us today to win was we didn't let anyone else kind of get hot. So.
Logan, I think Brett had 11 points and 4 assists in the fourth quarter. What was it just like to watch her help a team win a game like that?
Yeah, I think I kept saying in my head, ice in her veins. Every time she shot it, it was going in, and I think that's just her maturity of a game like that. It kind of gets down to the wire, and just her calmness and consistency on the floor. You know that she's going to make the right read, and you get to your spots, and if she's not the one that's open, she'll find someone else that is. And I think she had a lot of passes to Peach on a pick and roll, and then just when they stopped her in the paint, she hit a bunch of us shooters out on the perimeter. But I think it just speaks to her game and how much she has in her bag.
For any of the players, you got a 2-game losing streak, first time this season, come back, win 2 in a row. Next up, you have UCLA, which is top 5 in the country. What is that going to be like coming back to the PBA?
I mean, I think it's going to be fun. UCLA's never been out here, I don't think. So I think it's going to be a super fun atmosphere, and just the Big Ten's so good this year that we're just hungry for a win every single time, and it takes what it takes. And so we're going to learn just from those 2 losses. We're going to continue to take what we learned from those and what we learned from our wins as well, and kind of put it all together, keep working hard, watching film, getting our work in, and just ready for whoever is next on that opponent list.
As a follow-up, we saw Michigan State here for the guys' game, how loud PBA got. What's your message for the fans to get them to bring that type of energy for UCLA?
I mean, we were here for that game, and it was just super fun. I think the fans, obviously for us, they show up too, but just to have a packed PBA like that, I think is really awesome. I think women's sports is on the rise, and I think we're a pretty fun team to watch. And so if we can, once the students get back and kind of get rolling in, and the school starts the next day, so hopefully everybody will be back by then. But just come watch us. I think it's a really fun group of girls. We're a lot of fun to be around, and we celebrate each other. Our passion for the game speaks for itself, and so just to come watch that, and then as many fans as we can get to help beat a top 5 team, that's what we're looking for.
Logan, you say Britt has ice in her veins, but in that fourth quarter, you only hit 2 threes, but not bigger than that one in the fourth quarter from the corner. What's it like when you're getting the ball in your hands in that situation and you let it go and it just looks like it's going to go in?
Yeah, just kind of like I said, getting to my spot, and Britt drew my defender, and so I was just ready to, knock down the shot. But I think it just goes back to our training, and we work on those shots every day, and just being in the right spots for each other, and then just the trust my team has for me to let that shot go in the fourth quarter. That's what gives me the confidence to shoot it.
Jess, what does Liza bring to this team as she's getting more and more minutes?
Yeah, she's a freak athlete. I don't know if you guys can see that. She just has this really cool ability just to change shots, whether she blocks it or not every time, but she just changes, and it makes defenders think, second guess just every single shot they take, and she just cleans up every single board. It'll be the most insane thing, and you just don't think anyone can get it, and she comes and gets it, and she's just got great hands, and she's just ready in those spots, kind of like we've all spoke about. She's ready, and when the time comes, she's ready to make the play, but she was huge tonight, especially on the boards.
What
does it say about your guys' team that Indiana has a player score 31, and no disrespect to her, but you guys spread the ball out a lot more and everybody was getting shots up, and at one point you had, I don't believe anybody in double digits, but it was a tie game.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it in the locker room. I think it was like 20 assists to 7 turnovers or something like that. And so that's Husker basketball. And I think in those 2 losses, that number was flipped. And so just getting back to that, and we've talked about it the last couple of weeks, but our superpower is our depth. And so obviously, like when a player like that goes on a run like that, we kind of have to focus on that defensively. But I think it speaks to our offense as a superpower, is just that we can have anybody go off on any given night, and we share the ball really well, and then we just celebrate each other really well.
How about now celebrating? You all had some really cool bench celebrations today. Was there a favorite?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see many, but
I like to throw that way in a circle.
yeah, that
That's
one's
my
always a
favorite.
good one. I love the gritty too. It's probably the only one I actually can like nail properly. The rest of them are a little too advanced for me, but our bench mob's just awesome, and like, yeah, they just pour into us so much, and so that's also some of the reasons we get through. Whether you hit the court, you don't hit the court, like they're just awesome. So.
Anything else for the Huskers? All right, Coach Williams, be in a minute.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
We'll finish things up here with Nebraska coach Amy Williams. Coach, if you'd like to make an opening statement and then take questions.
Okay, yeah, we're excited to protect home court. Any win in this league is a great win, and we knew Indiana was going to be a really hungry team coming in here. I thought they got a couple of special performances from Shea Chesky and their post player. I'm going Z. That's what I'll call her. So she really was good today, and I thought having her back in the lineup changes their team drastically and really gives a double-double player back into their lineup. So I thought she really infused some energy into them. I thought they came in here and played hungry and scrappy and did a lot of things to make this a really tough win, but I'm proud that we were able to execute in the fourth quarter to come away with that win.
Coach, what changed between, say, second and third quarter and the fourth quarter when they really held you down there, but then at the end you all came through?
Yeah, I mean, I really thought that there was a stretch there in the maybe third quarter where I thought we were getting really good shots and they just weren't kind of falling. We had a couple of layups just kind of rim out and paint touches for an Amaya or Eliza, and just some really good pull-up jumpers for Britt off ball screens. And for a second there, we were getting great shots. They weren't going in the basket, so we just kind of tried to stay with it, keep executing. Those are great shots for us. They're going to fall. And then I thought in the fourth quarter we did. Obviously, we scored 25 points there and just had better execution and found ways to finish.
Is this a big game for Britt to help show that she can help lead a team to a win in the last 6-7 minutes of the ball game?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. She's been showing that a lot, but I think that, with just 2 shot attempts at halftime to then come out and find a way to be aggressive, get 9 in the second half, and get herself to the free throw line, have 7 assists, 1 turnover. I thought, we did some kind of empty ball screen action. I thought she made great reads. She found Jess Petrie a couple times on ball screen rolls and just made really smart basketball plays down the stretch to help us secure a win.
I know Why do you feel like just moving her into the starting lineup has maybe unlocked some things these past couple games?
Well, I mean, I thought that her defensive presence really kind of affected things. I thought, early she had a couple of blocked shots on people challenging her at the rim, which then kind of, I think, just affects, how things go for the rest of the ball game. And, I thought she made some big plays like that just really mattered. She had some timely offensive rebounds, some timely defensive rebounds. I was just really pleased. This week, we really emphasized defensive rebounding technique. I wanted our kids to be battling for board man, and we had Jess and Eliza both with 7 rebounds. Amaya and Petra both with 6 rebounds. They're all kind of battling out there, finding ways to contribute, and it was good to see us limit their second chance opportunities.
Number 10 on their team had 31 points on the very efficient 13 and 21. I saw one point you all just said, face hug her, don't let her get the ball. Just how do you keep your team mentally in check when someone's having a very special night? You don't let that affect what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, she's a special player, and she, was feeling it. And so we kind of mixed our defense, changed a little bit, tried to throw something different her way. But, what I would prefer is if we just try to not let her get cooking. Easier said than done, but I think, Coach Keller spent some time talking to our team this week about, how are they getting their shots? I mean, they're going to, a player like Shea Chesky is going to make some baskets, and how's she getting them? Are we making her take tough, contested shots over us? And if she does, then just, okay, nice play, let's move on, and we're going to come right back at you the other way. And I thought our kids' response to it was good. And, we had a couple leads that we let slip away, but we didn't cave and found a way to execute down the stretch.
You've talked about paint defense all season, and in this one, it's a high-volume three-point shooting team. You held them to, just 13 attempts from 3, and they only made 4. What was the defensive adjustments that you made to counteract their three-point shooting?
Yeah, in practice, we gave our scout guys 4 points for every 3-point field goal that they made when we were competing against them. We tried to do just a few things to make us a little bit more cognizant of the fact that this is not a team that we want to let score a bunch of points from there. And so I thought we kind of got the memo there. We held them to only 4 made 3-point field goals, but we also gave up a lot of paint touches that we would like to be able to try to, not make it a either-or thing.
Not that you look past Indiana, obviously they're a very tough team, but now looking forward, you have number 4 UCLA coming. What are your expectations? And how can you send a message to the fans to come here and help you guys out?
Yeah, my expectations are, let's find a way to get better, guys. And that's been kind of my expectations this whole entire season is what can we learn from this Indiana game? How can we find ways for each of us individually to find ways to contribute a little bit more, to get just a little bit better? And then, just keep, we feel like one of our superpowers is just we've got some depth. We've got a lot of players on this team that can find ways to contribute. A Haley Weaver, perfect example, comes into the game, gets a baseline drive, kick out, assisted 3-point basket right there. She plays, 8 minutes, but had 2 assists, no turnovers, 3 rebounds. Okay, so if Haley Weaver can kind of come back now and say, okay, how can I be just this much better before we play UCLA? If every single player on our roster can find ways to say, how can I get better tomorrow than I was today? And that's my expectations for this team every time out, no matter who we're playing, because we know it's going to be a competitive game in the Big Ten Conference, regardless of if it's versus number 4 UCLA or who it is in this league. So we're excited. We think we have a great opportunity. It's a Sunday evening game. We know Husker Nation is going to be excited to watch us take on a top 5 team in the country, and so I just think it's an incredible opportunity for our fan base to come out and support us to try to do something special, but also, for them to just see some great quality, high-level women's basketball.
Anything else,
Thanks,
Coach
guys.
Williams? Yep.